All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy, Dash the True Inferno. Back with another Throwback Tunes on another Thursday, and this one is going to be a unique one for me, anyway, as I am reviewing Survivor by Destiny's Child. So yes, I am on the R&B tip right now, and it's going to be like that for this week and next week as well, mostly because of the controversy involving this album and the album I'm going to review next week. So the album I'm reviewing is Survivor, and this is, okay, here's where things gonna get interesting. Officially, this is Destiny Child's third studio album. However, going with this group, this is their first studio album. What do I mean by that? So for those of you who don't know, Destiny Child was originally a 4-person group, but stuff happened, which I will really get into next week, but I can give you guys a prelude to what happened in a second. And it went from a 4-person group to a 3-person group, and this is their first album as a 3-person group. So this one came out May 1st, 2001. Wow, I know what I was doing back then. And this one was recorded from May of 2000 up to February 2001, and it was under Columbia Records. And yeah, that's it. The producers involved were Anthony Dent, K-Fam, Mark J. Feist, Robert Fusari, Beyonce Knowles, Errol Poppy McCullough Jr., Valente Moore, Poke and is it Poke or Poke? Poke and Tone, Rapture and E Seats, Corey Rooney, and Dwayne Riggins. But yeah, alright. So let me give you guys the prelude to the controversy, and then I'll really get into it next week. So in December 1999, now remember, I said this was a 4-person group. So originally it was Beyonce, Kelly, and then the 2 original members were, if memory serves correctly, were LeToya Luckett and Latavia Robertson. Now, but in December 1999, LeToya and Latavia, no relation. You would think there would be some relation there because of how their names look and spell and the syllables, but no, there's no relation. But anywho, those two tried to split with their manager Matthew Knowles, who, if memory serves correctly, was Beyonce's father, and they claimed that he was keeping too much of the group's profits and that he favored Beyonce and Kelly over the two of them. When the music video for Say My Name debuted in February of 2000, Robinson and Luckett found out that they were being replaced with Michelle Williams, a former backup singer for Monica, and Farrah Franklin, who was an aspiring singer and actress. In July of the year 2000, just 5.5 months after joining, it was announced that Franklin would be leaving the group. According to the group, Franklin missed a handful of promotional appearances and concerts and was asked to leave the group. Franklin stated that she quit because of negative vibes in the group and her inability to assess any control in decision making. So yeah, there you go with that. Alright. Oh, here's some interesting news. In regards to one of their songs, which is ironically the name of the album, the song is Survivor was inspired by a joke that a radio station had made about the fact that 3 members had already left the group, comparing the band to the reality game show Survivor. Beyonce was inspired to take the negative comment and turn it into a positive thing by writing a song out of it. So that's interesting. I didn't even know that. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so let's take a, before we get to the tracks, let's look and see how this album did. So this album, oh gosh, yeah, it did make a number of charts. It was number 4th in Australia, 7th in Danish album charts, 4th in Finnish album charts and French album charts, 9th in Italy, 10th in Japan, that's crazy, 5th in New Zealand, 2nd in Swedish album charts, and it was number 1 in the following: Austrian, Flanders, Wallonia, Canada, Dutch, Germany, Norwegian, Polish, Scottish, Swiss, the UK album charts, the UK R&B album charts, the US Billboard 200, and the US Top R&B/Hip Hop Albums charts. And by the end of the year, which was 2001, it was 20th out in Australia, 10th in, wait a minute, oh, there's 2 of these. Australian album charts, it was 20th there, 10th in the Australian Urban Album charts, that's new, 4th in Dutch, 44th in French, 11th in Germany, 9th in the UK album charts, 12th in the US Billboard 200, and 16th on the US top R&B/hip hop albums charts. And in 2002, by the end of 2002, it was 14th on the Australian urban album charts. Man, they really love that album. It was like a 4-spot drop from the end of 2001 to 2002. That's crazy. And by the end of the decade, it was not on the Australian urban charts, which is crazy, but it was 93rd in Dutch and 70th in the US Billboard 200 charts. Now look at the certification. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of certifications. It was double platinum out in Australia, selling 140,000 copies. Platinum in Austria, selling 40,000 copies. Gold in Brazil, selling 50,000 copies. It also sold that amount in Belgium, making it platinum. It was 4 times platinum in Canada, selling 400,000 copies. Platinum in Denmark, selling 50,000 copies. Platinum in Finland, selling, check this out, 34,121 copies. Double gold in France, selling 228,900 copies. It was platinum in Germany, selling 300,000 copies. And it was same in Japan, but it sold 200,000 copies. It was double platinum in the Netherlands, selling 160,000 copies. Double platinum in New Zealand, selling 30,000 copies. Platinum in Norway, selling 50,000 copies. Gold in both Poland and Spain, selling 50,000 copies in both of those countries. Platinum in Sweden, selling 80,000 copies. Platinum in Switzerland, selling 40,000 copies. Triple platinum in the UK, selling 1 million copies. And 5 times platinum in the US, selling 4,739,000 copies. In summaries, it was double platinum in Europe, selling 2 million copies. So, yeah, to say this album was successful is an understatement. Oh, and we're not done yet. We got the legacy. So check this out. This album was included in a book called 1,001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. And yeah, there you go. It was a part of that. Also, it was a part of the album of the year in 2001 by Blender. The top albums of the decade, 2000s, by The Guardian. That was in 2009. Oh, Blender got that in 2001, by the way. In NME, they did one for album of the year in 2001. The Face, it was part of that accolade. The Face recordings of the year in 2001, and it was album of the year in 2001 in both OOR and Music. MUZIK, Music Express / Sounds. So yeah, there you go with that. All right, let me give you guys the track listing. So there's 15 tracks. The last track is called Outro. So it is an outro. So basically it's a skit, really. Even though it's like 4 minutes 3 seconds long, it's technically a skit. Therefore, I can only give you guys a top 3, not a top 5. All right, so here we go. The first track is called Independent Woman Part 1. Yeah, and that's one of the 5 singles here. Yeah, there's 5 singles. The second track is called Survivor, which is the name of the album. And again, that's another single. Now, in about 3 of these songs, at the end of these songs, there's a little prelude to the next song. So Survivor includes Bootylicious Preview, which is the third track, Bootylicious, which is yet another single, followed by Nasty Girl, which is another single. So the first 4 songs are all singles. Fancy is the 5th song off this album, followed by Apple Pie a la Mode. Then we got Sexy Daddy, pause. Track number 8 is called Independent Women Part 2, followed by Happy Face, which include an emotion prelude. Track number 10 is called Emotion, which is a single. Track number 11 is called Dangerously in Love, which we'll get into that. There's a little bit of info on that one. Track number 12 is called Brown Eyes, including the Story of Beauty prelude, which is track number 13, the Story of Beauty. Track number 14 is called Gospel Medley, which is a dedication to Andre. Oh, I'm gonna butcher this name, so I'm gonna apologize in advance. Adrita Tillman. And then track number 15 is called Outro, and then in parentheses DC/3, and out of parentheses said thank you. Yeah, so that's a crazy title right there, just to read. All right, so again, there was 5 singles, and I think I mentioned this. Emotion is a single as well. All right, so the first single is Independent Woman Part 1. So this joint came out September 4th of the year 2000. So let's see. Any information here? Now, here's the crazy thing about this one. You know how I said Farrah Franklin, she joined the squad, and then she got kicked out 5.5 months later? Well, she did do the vocals for this one. Although she was not in the group when the music video was filmed. So yes, there was a music video for this. Now, originally, part 2 of the song was the actual song, and part 1 was known as the Pasadena remix, but it was chosen over the original, which is crazy, if I do say so myself. And like I said, there is a music video for this. So Independent Woman was used as the lead single for both the Charlie Angels soundtrack and the group's third album, Survivor, obviously. It was revealed that Noel's father and then manager Matthew submitted the track to the Charlie's Angels soundtrack without her knowledge. The song is the first to feature Michelle Williams' vocals and the only single to feature Farrah Franklin's vocals. So yeah, I mentioned that already. And again, there was a music video for this as well. Let's look at, oh my gosh, oh wow, okay. Let me get this out the way. 3rd in Australia, 22nd in Austria, 3rd in Flanders, 4th in Wallonia, number 1 in Brazil, 3rd in Canada, 3rd in Denmark, number 1 in Europe, 5th in Finland, 19th in France, 10th in Germany, 2nd in Ireland, 17th in Italy, 2nd in both Netherlands charts, does top 40 and singles top 100, okay. Number 1 in New Zealand, 2nd in Norway, 10th in Poland, 3rd in Scotland, 5th in Spain, 6th in Sweden, 2nd in Switzerland. Number 1 in the UK singles charts, number 1 in the UK R&B charts, US Billboard Top 100, US Dance Club Songs, US Hot R&B / Hip Hop Songs, US Mainstream Top 40, US Whitman charts, all of those were number 1, 19th in the US Latin Pop Songs charts, and 11th on the US, this is a new one, Tropical Airplay charts. Alright, so by the end of the year, it was 58 in Australia, 7th in, Wallonia, 34th in Dutch, 99th in French, 59th in Sweden, 25th in the UK singles charts, 97th in the US Billboard Hot 100. That's the year 2000, the end of the year 2000. The end of the year 2001, it was 57th in Australia, so it actually went up from a previous year ago, which is crazy. 87th in Belgium, 90th in Dutch, 10th in the US Billboard Hot 100. It went up big time from the end of the year 2000. That's crazy. And by the end of the decade, we're talking 2009 right here. It was 93rd in Dutch and 18th in the US Billboard Hot 100. That's crazy. So it took like an 8 positioning dive from 2001 to 2009. That's crazy. And the single got some certifications. It was double platinum in Australia, 140,000 copies sold. Gold in Belgium, 50,000 copies sold. Gold in Denmark, 4,000 copies sold rather. Silver in France, 125,000 copies sold. Platinum in Sweden, 30,000 copies sold. And platinum in the UK with 496,000 copies sold. Wow. I'm afraid to see the next single, which is Survivor. So yeah, this joint came out February 13, 2001. And actually, this joint got some awards as well, or nominees for some awards. And yeah, let's get into that actually. So let's see. The video won, and there's a music video for this. The video won the 2001 MTV Video Music Awards for Best R&B Video and a Soul Train Lady of Soul Award for Best R&B / Soul Single, Group, Band, or Duo Award. So, in the opening track, a singer-songwriter, Jill Jubilee's 2004, The Folk Years 2003, okay, is a cover of the song, and a Pursue cover of the song also opened rapper Vanilla Ice 2005 album Platinum Underground. So that's great. And this song was named by Billboard. It was 40th on the 100 Greatest Girl Group Songs of All Time. Wow, I did not know that at all. And there was and there's a remix for this featuring The Brat though. I want to put that out there. And also there was a little bit of controversy. So here's the thing. So again, we talking about LaToya and Latavia. They filed a lawsuit against Knowles. I'm assuming against Beyonce, Kelly, and the manager at the time, Matthew, as they claim some of the lyrics in Survivor, such as "You thought I wouldn't sell without you, so 9 million," violated a previous agreement that prevented either party from insulting the other. So yeah, a little bit of controversy with this song right here. The charts. Okay, let's get on with this. 7th in Australia, 10th in Austria, 5th in Flanders, 6th in Wallonia, 18th in Brazil, 2nd in Canada, 4th in Denmark, 2nd in Europe, 4th in Finland, 12th in France, 8th in Germany, number 1 in Ireland, 6th in Italy, 2nd in both Netherlands, Dutch top 40 and singles top 100, 3rd in New Zealand, number 1 in Norway, 2nd in Scotland, 11th in Spain, 3rd in Sweden, 5th in Switzerland, number 1 in the UK singles charts and the UK R&B charts, 2nd in the US Billboard Hot 100, 3rd in the US Dance Club Songs charts, I think that's new, 6th in the US Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs charts, 27 in the US Latin Pop Songs charts, 2nd in the US Mainstream Top 40, number 1 in the US Rhythmic charts, and 14th in the US Tropical Airplay charts. There go that chart again. And by the end of the year, okay, 55th in Australia, 41st in Flanders, 40th in Wallonia, 70th in France, 73rd in Germany, 28th in Ireland, 40th in the Netherlands, singles top 100 rather, 47th in New Zealand, 43rd in Sweden, 29th in Switzerland, 35th in the UK singles charts, and 23rd in the US Billboard Hot 100. And it got some certifications. So it was platinum in Australia, selling around 70,000 copies, gold in Belgium, selling 50,000 copies, gold in Norway, selling 5,000 copies, platinum in Sweden, selling 30,000 copies, platinum in the UK, selling 600,000 copies. And even as a ringtone, this is news for me, even as a ringtone, it was double platinum in Japan, selling 500,000 copies as a ringtone. And the music video was gold in the US, selling 25,000 copies. A music video, that's crazy. And yeah, there was a few cover versions of this song as well. All right, next up we got Booty Listed. So this joint came out May 20th of 2001. So yeah, there you go with that. Now, the term Booty Listed was first used in a song by Snoop Dogg in 1992. The popularity of this song, however, caused the slang word to become widespread, and it was added to the Oxford English Dictionary, defined as, quote unquote, in parentheses, of a woman, in parentheses, sexually attractive in 2004. So that's crazy right there. And yeah, there was a few remixes. So we got the Rock Wilder remix, which was produced by Rock Wilder, I believe Beyonce and Missy Elliott, and I don't see anybody else kind of join in on that joint. But yeah, there was a few remixes of the song, and yeah, there was a music video for this song as well. Surprised there was no controversy here, but okay. But moving on, let's look at the charts. Oh, okay. 4th in Australia, 23rd in Austria, 9th on Flanders, 7th in Wallonia, 30th in Brazil, 4th in Canada, 12th in Denmark, 5th in Europe, 11th in Finland, 14th in France, 16th in Germany, 5th in Ireland, 16th in Italy, 3rd in the Dutch Top 40, 5th on the Singles Top 100, both Netherlands obviously, 4th in New Zealand, 5th in Norway, 4th in Scotland, 8th in Sweden, 11th in Switzerland, 2nd in the UK singles charts, 6th in the UK dance charts, number 1 in both the UK R&B charts and the US Billboard Hot 100, 13th in the US dance club songs charts, 2nd in the US Hot R&B/Hip Hop Songs charts, 29th in the US Latin Pop Songs charts, 6th in the US Mainstream Top 40, 10th in the US Rhythmic charts, and 20th in the US Tropical Airplay charts. And by the end of the year, it was 50th out in Australia, 75th in Flanders, 56th in Wallonia, 75th in the Singles Top 100, Netherlands, 67 in both Sweden and UK singles charts, and 42nd in the US Billboard Hot 100. And of course, it got some certifications. It was platinum out in Australia, selling 70,000 copies, and gold in the UK, selling around 400,000 copies. So yeah. Oh, and I think it said it came out May 20, 2001. That was in the US. It came out in Australia July 3rd. And it came out in the UK in July 23rd. So there you go, both in the same year, obviously. All right, moving on to Emotions. This one came out October 8th, 2001. And hopefully there's not, oh wait, actually, this, you could say it's a cover for another song called Emotions, which was done by Samantha Sang. And that joint came out December 1977. So yeah. And then, of course, Destiny's Child did a cover of this song as well. And there's a music video for it. Oh, yeah, there's a music. The music video is so powerful. If you haven't seen this music video, you need to check it out. Now, because the music video features a triple split screen effect. So, Kelly's on the left, Beyonce in the center, of course, and Michelle's on the right. So, basically, Kelly is seen saying goodbye to her boyfriend before he leaves in a taxi. So, basically, she's lonely, I guess. Beyonce catches her boyfriend with another woman and runs around the house in tears, while Michelle's with her grandmother, who basically was about to die in her bed. So, yeah, it was a powerful video. Although the Kelly part, I'm like, what's going on here aside from her boyfriend leaving? Like, what, you know, going out of town? Like, what's going on with that? You know, I don't know what's up with that, but okay. But moving on, let's look at the, oh gosh, it did good on the charts too. 17th in Australia, 28th in Austria, 19th in Flanders, 30th in Wallonia, 11th in both Brazil and Canada, 10th in Europe, 61st in France, 21st in Germany, 9th in Ireland, 38th in Italy, 7th in the Dutch top 40, 10th in the singles top 100, 2nd in New Zealand, 6th in Norway, 7th in Scotland, 4th in South Africa, okay, 14th in Sweden, 21st in Switzerland, 3rd in both UK singles charts and UK R&B charts, 10th in the US R&B hip hop, no, wait a minute, 10th on the US Billboard Hot 100 charts, 23rd in the, I think this is new, US Adult Contemporary chart, no, I read that before, okay. 10th in the US Dance Club chart, 28th on the US Hot R&B / Hip Hop Songs charts, 8th on the US Mainstream Top 40, and 12th on the US Rhythmic charts as well. And by the end of the year, it was 66th on the Singles Top 100, 88th in Sweden, and 117th on the UK Singles charts. And it was gold in Australia, selling 35,000 copies, and silver in the UK, selling 200,000 copies. All right, so now, the last single off of this list, thank gosh, but then I got one more track to talk about, and that is Nasty Girl. So Nasty Girl came out March 25th, 2002. That was a very good year. So, let's see. The track was released as the album's 5th and final international single in the mid-2002, with its Maurice Nusso remix serving as the second single of the group's remix album, This Is the Remix 2002. Following the Rock Rada remix of Bootylicious. Alright, so apparently there was a music video for this one. I didn't see it, but okay. I guess because it was only international. Yes, the charts are manageable. It was 10th in Australia, 50th in Austria, 31st on Flanders, number 1 in Wallonia, 96th in Brazil, 14th in Denmark, 36th in Germany, 34th in Ireland, 23rd on the Dutch top 40, 21st in the singles top 100, 46th in New Zealand, 32nd in Sweden, 22nd in Switzerland. And by the end of the year, 2002, it was 99th in Australia, and it was gold out in Australia, selling around 35,000 copies. Woo! Okay, so that's take care of that. Now we gotta talk about Dangerously in Love. So some of you may be confused, like, wait a minute, that's a Beyonce album and a Beyonce song. Well, there's two versions of this song. The second version is from Beyonce's album, which is ironically enough called Dangerously in Love, which came out, where the single came out in 2000. So here's the deal. Let me try to break this down to the best of my ability. So look at the background info here. So it was, like I said, recorded for the Destiny Child album Survivor. Beyonce re-recorded the song at the Sugar Hill Studio in Houston, Texas in 2002 for her debut solo album Dangerously in Love. Her version, which was titled Dangerously in Love 2, featured a modified arrangement. It was set as a remix track, but later became the track title to her debut studio album. So, not much there in terms of why there's two versions like this and things of that nature, but yeah, there you go with that. Now let's look at the charts. It was 57 on the US Billboard Hot 100, 17th on the US Hot R&B / Hip Hop Song chart. I believe this is part 2, but I'm gonna read it just for the heck of it. By the end of the year 2004, it was, I'm assuming, yeah, this is part 2 that I'm reading. It was 75th on the US Hot R&B / Hip Hop Song charts, and it was gold in the US, selling around 500,000 copies. All right, so with all of that out the way, let me give you guys my best track off this album from Rusted First. We're almost done. So the outro, which is a skit, because it was like very little singing but a lot of talking, but the beat was unique and it was really good. I really like that beat. And then of course, gospel melody. Actually, that's right, I moved that down in because there was no beat at all. It was an a cappella track, but they were like, the voices were very beautiful. So I still recommend you check that out as well. All right, so with those two out the way, Happy Face is the worst song off this album. The beat is a little bit Happy Too Lucky for me, obviously because of the name. But I really like the tempo though, but the snare was weak and the kick is straight, but I like the bass though. And the melody was just decent. This track overall was straight, but compared to the others, it's still the worst track off this album. Emotion was straight. I like the melody, which was really the guitar. That was straight. Like the snare for this type of beat. The kick is cool and the track is cool. Fancy. I like the snare for that one. Really like the kick. The hi-hat was cool. Melody is cool. Track is cool overall. Sexy Daddy. Pause. The drum pattern is unique, but I like it. Melody is straight. Drums are cool. Track is cool. Dangerously in Love. I like the drums, especially the kick. The melody is cool overall. The track is cool. Then we got Brown Eyes. I like the melody here. The drums are cool as they work for this type of beat, really. This beat sounds like a beat that was used in a early to mid 90s R&B album. Like you can, like if you were to hear this beat and you was around doing the early mid 90s listening to R&B music, you could say that this beat belonged in that time frame right there. I really like the bass though. The track is pretty cool. Nasty Girl. I like the drum pattern here. The snare is really cool. Hi-hat's a tad bit overpowered for me. Melody is cool though. Bass is really cool. The track is really cool. Survivor's next. I like the melody. The melody is really cool. The kick is cool. Should've used a different snare though, but the rest of the drums are cool. I like the tempo and the track is really cool. Independent Woman Part 2. Really like the beat pattern. I really like the drums as well, especially that kick. The melody is really cool, but change the melody for the hook. The hook sounds goofy to me. There's some potential here because of that hook, but the track is still really cool nevertheless. The Story of Beauty. I like the snare here. The kick is really cool. The bass is cool. The melody is really cool. Now, here's the thing with the hook. The hook sounds similar, not exact, but similar to the ending theme of Ronin Warriors OVA, The Message. So if you don't know what that is, Ronin Warriors, aka Samurai Warriors, is an anime that was shown on Toonami, and they had some OVA episodes. So basically, original, what they call it, original video animations. And the ending theme for their third OVA, which was called The Message, like it sounds like the hook for The Story of Beauty. I was listening to it, I'm like, yo, it sounds like that. But either way, this track is really cool. Now I'm about to give you guys my top 3 tracks off this album. Apple Pie a la Mode is the third best track off this album. I really like the snare here. The kick is straight. I like the small scratches though. The melody is really cool. The beat sounds like something from a mid-90s Jay-Z / LL Cool J album, I will admit to you guys, which is a good thing. Overall, the track is really cool. Second best track off this album, Independent Woman Part 1. The snare is really cool, but the kick is straight though. I like the shaker though. Melody is really cool and the beat is really cool. And without question, the number 1 track off this album is Bootylicious. That snare is dope. I really like that snare. Really like the rest of the drums and percussions. Really like the tempo. The melody is really cool. This is an excellent track right here. So again, Bootylicious is the best track off this album. Let me give you guys some professional ratings. Metacritic gave it a 63 out of 100. AllMusic gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Blender gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Entertainment Weekly rather gave it a B+. The Guardian gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. LA Times gave it 2 out of 4 stars. NME gave it 7 out of 10. Q gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Rolling Stones gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars, as did the Rolling Stone Album Guide. That's a first. And Spin gave it a 9 out of 10. So, what? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I already mentioned. No, the album did win some awards, actually. I don't think I mentioned that. So, I'm about to mention it right now. So, the album got 3 Grammy nominations for Best R&B Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals, Best R&B Song, and Best R&B Album. And let's see. Like I said, it did win some awards. It won the Soul Train Lady of Soul Award, or Lady of Soul Award for Best R&B / Soul Album of the Year, the Teen Choice Award for R&B / Soul Album of the Year, Group, Band, or Duo, and it won the American Music Award for Favorite Pop / Rock Album. But obviously it's not a rock album, but do you call this pop? I don't know if you can call this pop. But anywho, but Destiny Child did win the award, the Grammy Award for Best R&B Vocal by Group or Duo for the song Survivor. I mentioned that already. Okay. So, yeah, there you go with that. So what do I think about this album? Okay, so this joint is a 4.25 out of 5 stars. I recommend you download it and you keep it. If you have a physical copy of this album, that's the plus. Like, this is a really good album. It's a really good album. I wouldn't call, like, you could call it a classic. I wouldn't call it legendary, but it is a good album. Really, really good album. Again, 4.25 out of 5 stars. At the very least, you download it and you keep it. So with all that said, y'all know who this is. This is your boy New J Gatsby, aka New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.